My neighbor just sold me his car for $100, but only on the condition that I make it run. Now this car I think is a great deal because, first of all, look at that interior. It's pretty much immaculate. The paint's in pretty good shape, a few scratches here and there. I mean, look how much trunk space is in this car. It's just insane to me. It's got brand new tires. I mean, the car is just perfect. So the car doesn't run, and my neighbor who owned this car, original owner, was gonna send it off to the junkyard, but he always sees that we have got a million shitty cars, project cars in our driveway. So he came over and said, hey, do you wanna buy the car? And I said, well, what am I gonna do with an old Mercedes? So I said, I'll give you $100 for it. And he said, no way, you're crazy. Then he came back and said, you know what? The junkyard will give me a couple $100 for it. I'll give it to you for 100, but only if you get it running in the next 30 days. And if I don't get it running, I gotta send it off to the junkyard and give them whatever they give me. So I said, fuck yeah, challenge accepted, we could do it. I know absolutely zilch about Mercedes, but that's what Google and YouTube's for. So we're gonna figure out what's going on with the car. Luckily, it's a super well-documented car. Original owner has all the service, everything, all in here. So we just gotta figure out why the car doesn't run. How do we get it running again? How do we make it move? I mean, most of this car is nice. It has been sitting for about 2 years. Luckily, that's not too long for the motor to just, you know, be junk. So first things first, let's get the car running. Let's figure out what's wrong with it. Get it back out on the road. Okay, we got 30 days starting now to fix this car. Let's pop that hood and do an inspection. Okay, first things first, pop the hood. And to do that, it took me a little second to figure it out. There's a little latch, you know, under the dash. And then on top of that, there's this little thing right here. So you gotta pull this thing, and then that's how you open it up. And this car is so cool. I mean, look at this. It's got a windshield wiper for the headlight. Like, this car is just so weird and foreign to me. Okay, we got the motor. Now, I don't really know what I'm looking at here, but, you know, see, we got the air cleaner system, we got the spark plugs, we got the exhaust. So now we gotta figure out, you know what, I'm actually gonna check the oil first. So, pretty sure this is the dipstick, that's the transmission fluid. So let's check the oil, see if it's clean, or, you know, if it's even good enough to start. You don't want to crank the engine if there's no oil in it. So let's check to see what we got. Oil is clean, that's good. Let's see if it's full. Yeah. The guy took really good care of this car, so, you know, we're probably not dealing with a whole lot of problems.
Take a look.
It looks full. That's a weird looking dipstick right there. Look at that.
Yeah,
it's got two little red things on the side.
Rubber inside the hot oil doesn't seem like a good idea.
I know.
Gotta love the Germans.
Yep. Oil looks clean. We should check the transmission fluid, but you gotta get the engine running for that. So let's figure out how to get the engine to run. The owner said that the battery was charged and that it'll crank right now, but it won't fire. So let's go crank it now that we know it's got oil. And you know, it's not gonna work, but we'll see what's going on. Okay, it's time to crank the car. But while we're in here, look how nice the interior is. There's some moments where, you know, you see some cracks and it's not perfect, but for 200,000 miles, it's not that bad. Original owner stuff. Here's the fun part, is that this little key does this.
Do we know why?
I have no idea why. Okay, so it's in park.
It's in park.
Then watch.
It just will not bite. I mean,
I don't want to kill the battery because this battery is a little old, but wonder if the sunroof works. So anyways, now that is, here, let's make sure it's off. Let's go back to the engine bay. So first thing I could think of is to look at the ignition system. Now, after looking on my phone, I think this thing right here is the distributor. But the only thing that's weird is that there's 4 wires on that and there's 6 cylinders. So the other component I think is right here, and it's conveniently zip tied on. So this may lead us to some Mickey Mouse issues, which may lead us to a problem. So there we go.
So those are definitely the wires coming off of each spark plug, basically. So they go straight.
So I don't know what this piece is, but when I looked up ignition, that little box popped up, and there's only 4.
So this looks way more like a distributor, like a gen.
This looks like a distributor.
Yeah. So well, it could be ignition, and also could be fuel. We don't know.
Could be fuel, it could be ignition.
I think we should try crank it and see if we get some volts coming out of here.
Yeah.
That'd be the next test.
Another thing we could do, just to rule out ignition, is we could go get a, we have a spark plug tester and we could put that in line to see if it sparks.
That's a good idea.
And that'll give us an idea of if the ignition is working. But it's got fresh gas in it, don't worry. I have learned my lesson enough times, so we had put gas in it.
You gotta be really careful because like they have Bosch fuel pumps, and in the tank they can erode really quickly over time, especially because the gas gets super old. So hopefully it's none of those. I think, did he drain the gas? Do you know?
I have no idea, but it's only been sitting for 2 years or
Yeah,
so.
2 years is not that bad.
It should be something simple. Look at that.
That thing looks like a torture device.
So before we do this little test, Lenny wants to check the fuel pump real quick because the old Mercedes that he had a faulty fuel pump. So he's gonna just get under there real quick and take a look. I doubt it, you know, but who knows, maybe. So he's checking the fuel pump right now and making sure if it looks good. What's the dealio, Lenny?
So a lot of the components down there actually look pretty fresh, pretty good condition. The fuel pump itself, I did find it. Wires are on there tight. The fuel pump is a Bosch and it looks pretty clean, pretty nice. Although I didn't hook up 12 volts to it and make sure it worked. It looks pretty good, and we're gonna, you know, obviously we'll put the key on, I'll stay down here and I'll make sure I hear that little sound, the little whine.
Yeah, look at this. Like I said, this car has been maintained so well. I don't know if you can see from the camera, but the shocks are like brand new.
There's no rust on the exhaust.
There's no rust. Everything's, you know, looking pretty good. So we just got to figure out what it is. You know, I'm gonna say it's probably something electrical. Hopefully, I hope the motor's not blown. I doubt it though. Like I said, it wasn't. It just doesn't start. So
hopefully it's something kind of stupid and simple.
it's probably could be, or it could be something incredibly expensive, and this will be going off to the junkyard.
All the connecting rods have actually snapped. That's why it doesn't run.
Yeah. It cranks. You can tell it's got compression. It's either fuel or spark, and Lenny thinks it might be fuel. I think it might be spark. So we'll settle it right now with our little component right here. Here's another thing we're gonna have to fix right here. Not too bad, but it's missing component.
All right, so first things first, Noah's gonna turn on the ignition, and I'm gonna go down here to make sure I hear the fuel pump prime itself, which, I mean, it really should. All right, go ahead. Yep. All right, oops. Yep, yeah, no, I heard the fuel pump, so I guess the next thing is, let's try to crank this.
Okay, Lenny's gonna now show you guys how to use a spark tester
Okay.
to, you know, figure out what's going on.
So we already removed this wire going to this
and
spark
we made
plug.
sure all these connections are tight too. So
Well, obviously.
it's definitely not this. I don't know for a fact.
It could be the distributor itself. We don't know.
Yeah. But we made sure there's connections, just because it's sometimes stupid shit you don't want to overlook.
You can't use this, Noah.
You can't.
No, it doesn't work.
Okay, so unfortunately, our spark tester doesn't fit in it. So Lenny's gonna have to hold it, and I'm gonna go crank it, and he's gonna tell me if he sees a spark come out of it, and that'll let us know what's
Basically,
going on.
I'm gonna arc it to this two here. I can connect it here, okay, and I'm gonna watch to see if it arcs.
Yeah.
Essentially, possibly blowing myself up in the process.
So if it arcs, then you know, we know what's going on.
Do not try this. Okay.
Yeah. So
I'll let you know. Go ahead, crank it.
oh, I hate that noise. Watch Lenny just blow up right there, just fly back, get electrocuted.
Stop. It's not arcing at all whatsoever.
It's not?
No. I mean, I made sure to touch, I mean, we're really close to the metal. It should have arced by now.
It's not arcing. Okay, well, we just figured something out. Somewhere along the ignition, it's not working. So, not that that necessarily says the fuel system works perfectly fine, but it leads me to believe that maybe it works.
Well, I think we just
and
get this to work first.
yeah, now we gotta get this to work. So, I don't know. Okay, let's trace these wires. So, these wires go to each cylinder, obviously.
Just like a normal distributor.
Just like a normal distributor. The middle one goes along this wire, which goes under here. So let's remove this so that we could, you know, get our hands down there.
Right, well, compared to what I'm used to, there's just usually one little wing nut, but this thing is a massive contraption. I mean, it's like a fucking crazy looking thing. Okay, so I took all those off. Okay. Oh man, look at that.
Actually, pretty clean.
Pretty clean. So much plastic.
I wish this was like an LS. Honestly, we should LS swap this car.
I don't know if it'll fit.
I don't know if it'll fit, but...
Okay, wow, there are so many more bolts to get at. Wow. Okay, we'll check back with you. There we go. Jesus Christ. So that's the throttle body.
Oh,
what is that?
What the fuck, dude?
So this is where you drop the 10 mil in, right?
Yeah, put the 10 mil in there if you want to...
That'll make it work.
Is that the oil filter right there?
And that, oh my gosh! What? Yeah, that's the oil filter. Well, it looks pretty new. That's good. Should we change that? Probably. Are we going to? No. Okay, so this, you know, we traced that ignition wire, and this is the wire right here. And so let's pull this cover off. So there's a really good chance that this is a bad unit, or one of these wires is cut somewhere, or I don't know, but we're not getting spark, and this is what feeds into the coil. So I have a good feeling that it's probably this.
Maybe the coil is bad?
Yeah, it could be. I think the next test will be to throw a multimeter on here. I don't know. We got my handy dandy multimeter right here. So now I was gonna go in and crank the car, and essentially I'm just gonna make sure this thing is getting 12 volts out. If this is pushing 12 volts out, then we know it's the wires. If it's not, then it's the module itself. Or
chances are it's probably not gonna work, which means that that stupid ass piece has to be replaced. Now this piece right here is about $100. If
this thing right here,
if it's not that, it's that piece right there.
This is the ignition control module, $890.
Yeah. To put $800 into a car that's $100 is just crazy. So we might have to junk it if that's the case.
That would really suck.
Yeah.
Okay, let's try this. I'm gonna ground this puppy right here, and we should be good to go. So we got the red on there. I'll ground it right here. Okay, go ahead. Turn the ignition on. Boom. 12 volts right there. So you don't even need to crank it. Yeah, we're good. This thing works. So that's great. Great news.
This leads me to believe that this wire is fucked up, which is actually, you know, maybe reasonable because it is kind of cracked. I doubt it's something that stupid. Good news is we do have an extra pair of wires, a nice set of brand used wires that the guy threw in. He had a few extra parts that he gave us, so not that those are gonna work, but we could replace it with the other used wire. I mean, it's not cracked like this one, so maybe it'll work.
So my guess is, because this is the, you know, one wire basically transfers the power from the coil to the distributor, we replace just this one and see if we get away with it starting.
Yeah, I doubt it, but might as well. You just gotta go through the process of elimination. If that wire is bad, some of these other ones are probably bad. So I will be ordering a new set of spark plug wires. Even if the other one works, I'll be ordering some new ones soon, because just a good thing to, you know, have nice ones. So Lenny just replaced the wire. So this is the brand used one right here. As you can see, it's kind of shitty as well. So hopefully it works. It's kind of damp too. I don't know why. It's kind of gross.
So the wire's back connected. Let me put this cover back on, and then we could put the intake back on and try crank it again.
Yeah.
Super exciting stuff. I mean, shit.
Pieces on.
Crank the car, dude. Fingers crossed. Could we be this lucky?
Doubt it. Okay. Gotta wait for that. Annoying noise. No fucking way, dude. Hold on. So, what's annoying? I know. I'm ready for the motor to just blow up at any minute.
Dude, I can't believe it's running right now.
I know.
So put it in drive, and we'll do it. Yeah, let's take it out for a spin. Oh, hold on. All right, you're good. Yeah, you're clear. You're clear. Oh shit, Noah. Dude, you're leaking a ton of fluid. You're leaking a lot of fluid. It's red. It's probably transmission.
Yeah, the transmission's not working right now.
It's not working?
Watch.
Are you in drive?
I'm in drive. Let me try a lower gear. Does it have a blown tranny?
Try all the gears, dude.
Dude.
Try all the gears.
I am. Hold on.
Fuck. You're gonna have to push me.
Yeah.
Try reverse. Seriously? Seriously?
It works in reverse. Are you fucking kidding me?
That's it?
We got a car that only drives in reverse.
Well, you just dumped a whole puddle of
So
trans.
I don't know what the fuck that means. Like, I don't know what that means.
It means your transmission's partially blown.
Okay, well, we got the car running. That was the deal. Unfortunately, it only works in reverse. The transmission, I have no clue where to start. So I'm gonna have to go Google it and try to figure out what's going on. We've got like a half-blown tranny. Why it only like goes in reverse, I have no fucking idea. And I'm sure it's not gonna be as simple as getting the engine running was. There's a thing called an AMG hammer, which looks like this. And it's basically the same body style as this. Of course, that has a V8. This has a little inline 6. Although, we could put a V8 in it.
We got a 2-bolt 350 sitting in there.
No. If we're going to put a V8 in, it's going to be an LS, and it's going to make some power. We could do turbo LS. You know, the options are endless. And I looked up, they sell body kits to basically convert this car into an AMG Hammer for very, very cheap. So we could do a full build. Cool wheels, lower the car, get some coilovers, new bumpers, all the wide body kit, all that stuff. You could wrap the car. There's so much you could do to make this car cool. And for $100, I mean, starting off, you know, we're in this car for really cheap. There's little things that we could do to fix it up to make it look nicer, but overall, like,
all the buttons are there.
I love like this vintage. What is this button right here? Is this an ejecto seat? Why is there a little guy? No, look, there's a little guy right there. There's a little stick guy.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
I don't know what that is.
No CDs. Hey, where's the Apple CarPlay, dude? Where's the Bluetooth?
Yeah, where's the backup camera, dude?
Jeez,
come on.
I can't drive a car without that.
Most of the buttons and everything works. Wait, does the horn work?
No.
Wait, hold on. I hate that noise so much.
Oh, it does.
That's weird.
Why does the
The
ignition
key
have
has
to
to
be
be
on?
on. Yeah, most cars aren't like that.
Yeah.
It is what it is.
Dude, look at this stuff up here.
Right here, if you look at this thing right here. The oil gauge is an oil level gauge, not like oil pressure. So it tells you if your oil level is good.
What does 1, 2, 3, 4 mean?
Yeah. Here, let's test and see if the sunroof works. I might be fucking myself big time by doing this.
Yeah, dude, if that thing opens and doesn't close,
then I'll be fucked. I haven't had a sunroof in so long, dude.
Oh, it works.
This is cool.
This is a little wonk. Oh.
Nice. Very nice.
We're just gonna shove that up there.
So I like this car. It's very special, very cool.
Very cheap.
Very cheap. Well, the prices will add up fast over time. I mean, you comment down below what you think we should do with this car, but I think we should do something cool with it. I don't think we should take it off to the junkyard. Yeah, a lot of people put turbos on these motors, but you know, if we're gonna spend a bunch of money, I think I'd rather go with a V8.
But I guess we're gonna have to get this transmission to work. Hopefully we don't have to drop it. That would really suck.
I think we're gonna have to drop it. It's probably gonna need to get rebuilt or something.
Yeah, I hope not. But anyways, let us know down in the comments kind of what you think we could turn this car into. I mean, the sky's the limit on ideas. Stay tuned.